Welcome to a special edition of Naperville News 17. I'm Jordan Abadea. This week has started off with record sub-zero temperatures. We're bringing you team coverage of the weather's effects throughout the city. We begin with NCTV 17's Kevin Maychek, who explains where all of this cold weather is coming from.
Temperatures plummeting into the negative teens, wind gusts as high as 25 miles per hour, and icy snow-covered roads all have made for dangerous conditions. Now with the wind chill, it can feel more like 40 degrees below zero outside. The frigid temperature and all the snow is a direct result of something called the polar vortex. The vortex is essentially an Arctic cyclone of cold, dense air spinning counterclockwise around the North Pole, spreading major gusts of wind and precipitation throughout Canada and much of the U.S. According to the National Weather Service in Romeoville, the Midwest hasn't had this kind of a cold snap in more than 20 years. The effects of the polar vortex are expected to last about 36 hours, tapering off Tuesday with temperatures hovering around 3 degrees and then climbing into the teens and 20s on Wednesday and Thursday. Friday should see highs in the low 30s. In the meantime, all District 203 and 204 schools remain closed until Wednesday.
We took into consideration things like the actual temperature, wind speed, the feels-like temperature, the potential for frostbite on exposed skin in a short amount of time. And considering those factors, we have students who walk to school or have to remain out at bus stops. We just found it to be potentially threatening, so that we felt it was in our best interest to cancel school for today.
I'm Kevin Maychek for Naperville News 17.
Those frigid temps the polar vortex brought to Naperville were downright dangerous. NCTV 17's Whitney Goodbread has more.
The snowstorm that hit Naperville over the weekend has cleared and left us with temperatures that can put people in the emergency room if not taken seriously. Dr. Daryl Wilson, an ER doctor at Edward Hospital, says that in today's temperatures, exposed skin could turn to frostbite in as little as 5 minutes.
The extremities that are more prone to having issues with frostbite would be your nose, your ears, your cheeks, your fingers. Anything that kind of sticks out can be affected by the cold.
If you are headed out, make sure to wear gloves, earmuffs, or a hat, and to cover your face with a scarf. Hypothermia is another risk you run just by stepping outdoors, but those symptoms aren't as easy to spot.
If you're starting to manifest any signs of mental status change, say you're feeling more fatigued than you should, or you're not thinking clearly and you're on the cold, it might be best to actually get into a warm environment.
With kids off school and all this snow outside to enjoy, it may be tempting, but it's also very dangerous. The best way to avoid cold-related injuries is to just stay inside.
Basic word of wisdom, get out of the cold, stay inside. It's really too cold. This weather's not fit for man nor beast, so basically stay inside.
I'm Whitney Goodbread for Naperville News 17.
The wind chill warning remains in effect until January 7th at noon. Although you might not want to leave your house, the municipal center remains open for residents to take care of any business. The city's main goal right now is keeping the streets clean, since salt will not work in these below zero temperatures. Garbage pickup has been canceled for Monday and will be delayed one day for the rest of the week. To receive alerts from the city of Naperville, you can sign up at napernotify.com. The city's website also has a real-time map of road conditions. You can see that at naperville.il.us. Fido might think it's a snow day, but local experts at the Humane Society encourage very little outdoor activity.
You're really going to want to make sure they're going out for a quick potty and then right back in. That's probably the biggest thing at this point in time.
The staff is in every day to care for the animals. The shelter was closed on Monday the 6th, but will be open on Tuesday the 7th from 1 to 6 p.m. for adoptions. If your neighborhood has stray cats, Wood advises that you thump on your car hood before starting the engine. Outdoor animals will seek warm spots and often seek shelter under parked cars. It's common knowledge to bundle up in the cold, but not all fabrics are created equal. NCTV 17's Natalie Vitale has more.
If you do have to brave the frigid temperatures, it's important to not only layer up, but do so correctly. Experts recommend knowing your body and adjusting what you wear accordingly. Fabrics such as fleece and flannel will keep you warm when the temperature drops. However, down jackets and parkas are your best bet. Fleece-lined leggings as well as snow pants are highly recommended when temperatures drop below freezing. As far as what not to wear, nylon is at the top of the list. That fabric tends to stay cold once it gets cold. I'm Natalie Vitale for Naperville News 17.
And after you're bundled up, you'll have to make sure you're safe on the roads. The Illinois Department of Transportation is advising everyone not to hit the roads unless absolutely necessary. If you must, they offer a handful of tips to be safe. NCTV 17's Kevin Maychek reports.
Before you start that engine, there's a few things you might want to keep in mind if you'll be traveling in these sub-zero conditions. First off, allow for extra travel time and leave early. Keep your gas tank at least 2/3 full to keep the fuel line from freezing. Carry an emergency car care kit that includes jumper cables, flares, windshield washer fluid, an ice scraper, non-perishable food, and a first aid kit. Pack a blanket or two and even extra coats, gloves, and earmuffs to protect yourself from the extreme cold in case of a breakdown. Bring a cell phone with you and dial star 999 for roadway assistance in case of an emergency. Of course, always wear a seatbelt. Take it slow, especially when approaching on-ramps, intersections, and bridges. And don't drive too close to plows, as the operator's field of view is often restricted, so they may not see you even if you see them. It's also a good idea to let your car engine run for 10 to 15 minutes periodically throughout the day, even if you're waiting out the weather, so it doesn't freeze over time. I'm Kevin Maychek for Naperville News 17.
Warming centers are available throughout the city if you need shelter from the elements. During normal business hours, residents can stay at the Municipal Center. The Naperville Park District also offers 2 warming centers at the Alfred Rubin Riverwalk Community Center from 8:30 a.m. until 10 p.m. and at the 95th Street Center from 8:30 a.m. until 8 p.m. We leave you now with some pictures of the Naperville freeze sent to us by viewers. If you want to share your pictures or stories, email us at newstips@nctv17.com. or tweet us at NCTV17 with the hashtag Naperville Freeze. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Jordan Abadea. We'll now return you to the regularly scheduled newscast.